meditation with an abstract concept throughout the chakras, it might possibly, at least through placebo, be more beneficial.
Yeah, but
I mean,
can't you just do it and not associate it with all kinds of things?
Here's the thing. Whatever you intensely attend to will make substantial metaphysical and physical changes in your life if you substantially attend to it for long enough. Now, if I substantially attend to something that has both a physical and metaphysical component, I'm going to maximize the impact upon my identity or life or whatever else. So, for example, when I was engaged in serious, quote unquote, spiritual practice, it basically involved going to a lot of AA meetings. When I was living in Shanghai, I went to a couple a day. I spent a lot of time engaging in self-reflection and meditative type thought, magical thinking as well. And so did that substantially impact my life? Yeah, it did. It helped me to, basically what it did is it opened up that set of rooms of the estate. And that's worthwhile. But if you get too attached to the fact that those rooms of the estate hold the key, then you're neglecting the fundamental validity of all the other rooms of the estate. And remember that the estate as a whole is the key and holds the key.
So,
Yes, Steve.
should I meditate with or without chakras?
Try it both ways. And if you aren't controlling land animals by the third day, give up the chakras.
So give up the chakras.
Try it first. I want you, listen, after a full day of chakra work, I want you to try to convince the sparrow to come in and land on your shoulder. If you can do that, you can successfully convince the sparrow without moving or saying anything. Just sparrow grab, put on shoulder. If you can get the sparrow to land on your shoulder, however you do it, without moving around or whatever, within those few days of practicing it, then stick with the chakras.
Spirit.
That's how you'll know. That'll be the spirit of the chakras telling you that the sparrow of message bringing has brought you a message. Keep sticking with the chakras is the message. If you fail to do that, though, then you probably abandon the chakras, because I talked to the chakra guy and he said that's how they let you know if you should bother with it.
So, if the spirits are a moving object, can I make it bring me chocolate or something? Go on the journey?
Oh yeah. Well, eventually, when you master the chakra completely, you can put your animal friends to work as a slave labor force. I currently have squirrels in the bathroom cleaning the bathtub, scrubbing the ring around the bathtub. To be honest, usually it kills them because there's a lot of chemical fumes and stuff. But there's shitloads of squirrels, so fuck them. Anyway.
So the princess from Disney.
It takes practice, not instant, okay?
So you're like the Disney princess.
Just like her, that's me. I'm half Snow White, half Cinderella, half Ariel, and half Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Wouldn't that make you two people, though?
I'm at least two people. If you haven't heard about my other halves.
All right. Eric, tell me an interesting thought. Let's debate about something.
Okay. I play a lot of, in response to the chat there, I play a lot of OkCupid right now. It's a fun game where I try to pick up on chicks.
What's your high score?
Like 4 in a week. If I'm going to measure scores by weeks, I don't know. It's my first week, so.
No, I mean like the most valuable person.
I've only been on 2 dates, so I don't know. I'm brand new at dating. I only recently became sexually reproductively viable.
Like ever in your life.
Well, I was married twice before, but what I mean by reproductively viable is, I guess, perceived as a desirable option by single women. I didn't realize that you decided that not them. Meat magnet. Your name doesn't say meat magnet, lady, but it looks like it says meat magnet for a second. So it's probably a bad name to have.
Meat magnet. Imagine
If you're a chick on a dating site, you don't want to name yourself meat magnet.
It sounds intentional almost.
That's not her name though. It's like she's got weird part capitalized. It doesn't really look like meat magnet. It has to do with Magneto. So I don't know, maybe she's an X-Men fan or something.
Well.
A vow of noble silence. Boo, 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 silence.
Silence is boring. Unless you're thinking about something. Eric.
Yes.
How do you intellectually prosper? Not you specifically, but like a guide.
How does one intellectually prosper?
Yes.
Well, you ask questions like that, I guess. I don't have an answer for it, but really, I don't have a precise answer, but it requires one to then immediately go to the framing issue of what does it mean to intellectually prosper? And once you start articulating that actual expression as a term of art, let me define that. Then you have to ask yourself, what do I actually want intellectually? What does it mean to want something intellectually rather than emotionally? And the answer to that question is, I don't know. This is a dark area for me where I don't have a lot of answers. What do I want? When people ask me that question, I mean, like that. Basically, that's what happens. Whenever anybody asks me what do you want, Eric? I go, let me think about it, and then I think about it for a while. And I can't ever come up with anything really. I don't know I don't even know how to ask the question. Like now I want to think about it for a while. Okay, I've concluded I want help with SI. That's what I want. There's one thing I want. I'm sure of that. Yeah, I want help with SI. That's one thing I want. I'm pretty confident about making that statement. I'd like somebody to take care of my schedule and my SI shit for me. That would be great.
You should date an SI dominant.
I know.
I was thinking about like, for a while I wanted to develop introverted intuition, but then I realized I don't need to develop an intuitive intuition. I can just be with a person that is an I dominant
Yeah,
and
I know.
talk with them,
That's the
and
other
that
alternative.
will substitute the need for introverted intuition and give you all the information you need and the building block, and you can go crazy haywire with your NE.
Yeah, it's a matter of avoiding the epistemology that you seek rather than fulfilling it. If you can have a workaround, effective workaround with NI as your epistemology through your significant other, that might provide an adequate solution. Or it may also be the case that before an ENTP is actually optimized or actualized, they have to come to terms with their own SI and deal with it independently. Because a healthy relationship is not about so much making up for deficits as it is achieving synthesis. The some greater than the whole greater than the sum of the parts.
Mutual prosper.
No, casual. I knew you were gonna. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, here comes casual. He's been lying in wait, waiting for me to say anything that contradicts what I said yesterday about the model. Now, I get it. I'm not disputing the fact that I'm SI seeking. That doesn't necessarily mean that an SI dom is my dual. It also doesn't mean that SI dom is a bad choice for me. I don't think they're a bad choice. I just think that, well, I was happy to hear Ash articulate my position on it before I had to, which was that you can have a workaround with NI, and that NI is at least complementary and completionary, whereas the SI dom is complementary and negationary. In other words, it negates out the deficits and turns everything into a wash rather than creates any synthesis. So the net impacts is going to be a zero-sum factor with a dual, and socionics is going to be additive in the whatever that thing is called that I made. I don't know what it's called.
We have different models. That.
What?
We have different models of cognitive function. I remember we thought about it, and it wasn't very mature, mostly for me, maybe.
It wasn't very mature. The
doesn't matter.
If you say we disputed on points and you're concerned about the maturity level, then you're failing to focus on what matters, which is how those points played out and what was the determinant.
Yeah. Either way, even though we have different models, I think what you've said is quite agreeable across even my model, which is like, which is like basically an NI in a translated sense. NE is about comparing shit to start stuff, you know, and NI is about comparing stuff to finish it, right?
Well, I mean, NI is about rightness, correctness, fittedness, truth as knowledge, not as disputed matter. Just as SI is about events, facts, data, and shit as knowledge, not as disputed matter. That the reason you can work around the SI seeking quality of the ENTP if you have an INFJ as a partner is because instead of dealing with all that shit, the INFJ would probably understand that it really doesn't matter, and we can simplify it down and just get it down to one or two things, and it's really easy. Make you just sort of feel like, oh yeah, together when I remember